everybody, I'm starting a new type of video that I'm making in my channel, which is the kind of video that is not necessarily, fully researched or with really deep opinions, just me trying to start a conversation. It's just things that I have noticed and I just want to discuss this, just start a conversation. And I have my cookie here. I have my opinions, so let's get started. So I bet that you clicked on this video because you're very curious about the title, because it's so obvious that there's no way someone can have a well-structured opinion about it, because writers are writers. 2 equals 2. Not even a 2 plus 2 equals 4, it's a straight up 2 equals 2. Writers are writers. Well, you need to understand that when we watch movies, we watch plays, we watch videos, well, there is a lot of variety over what types we watch. It can be about anything, really. It can be about fantasy creatures that don't even exist. But you see, writers are writers. Even though it is about a lot of things, you can watch a series about lawyers or doctors. The writers are writers. And I'm not saying that you can't be a writer that is really smart or has done their research or that has another graduation, but you are a writer. You have a certain perspective that other professions do not necessarily have. And I keep thinking about how writing is portrayed on media, because being an artist, being able to tell people how you feel, it's something that is so glamorized in movies, in songs, in series. And I've been thinking about it because I've recently watched Tick Tick Boom, and it's a story about a writer that writes Broadway shows, and it shows their life, and it's not very glamorous at all. It is a life that's filled with hardship, and he struggles a lot to get his ideas out. But in the end, he doesn't actually see his success. He dies before it's achieved. And it's very sad in a way that Whiplash and La La Land can't really be. But then we put the other thing in the equation on both sides. Successful writers are successful writers. What this means is that I'm not saying that you necessarily only consume successful writers, because you might be reading fanfiction written by teenagers all over the globe, or watching a lot of indie movies or indie plays and playing free games on itch.io. But let's be real here, nobody is cool enough that they have never consumed something by a successful writer. Even when you were a kid, you weren't watching black and white indie movies. You were watching Bugs Life, which is a movie that has an ant that is a genius and everybody should listen to his genius, even though he crushes everyone and destroys the entire supply of food, and then later he invents the fucking Lorax deforestation machine. Like Whiplash is a story about how you need to put in a lot of effort to become better than everyone, but in the end the kid succeeds. Why don't we make movies about when the kid fails? Why don't we make a movie about that fat kid that got expelled from the class for basically no reason? Well, you see, it's kind of like how Bojack Horseman said, you need to have a happy ending. Are we really going to watch a movie about a kid struggling for 2 hours and then not achieving what they want? Even Tick Tick Boom, even if the guy didn't live to see his success, he still achieved it and got a whole movie about him. And a lot of artists do worry about being remembered post-mortem. So La La Land can begin with the music about how when you're looking for your opportunity, you can still enjoy the days of sun and enjoy your life. But is that really true? Is it really true that if you're struggling, you are still going to be able to see this side of life? Because in the end, both of the protagonists achieve their dreams. We don't get the perspective of the people who didn't. You might be thinking, Laura, what's the big deal? Of course, they're going to be making movies and shows about people that are successful, as we have previously discussed. We don't want to see sad endings. And besides, other professions do also try to glamorize themselves to bring in other people. As I said, we have many shows about lawyers, about doctors, and even something like a banker. We all know that bankers are like, well, I earn more than you people, I'm better than you. So every profession has a tendency to do this. So what is wrong with that? Well, first of all, I think that it's important to note biases in writing, especially when it's something that affects multiple works and something that we might not even notice. But second of all, we are in the middle of a writer's strike, and actors have joined in too, and it's a whole mess. And studios are really reluctant to pay what their work is worth. And we do have the obvious reasons for that, the bottom line and the profit margin. But I wonder if this kind of narrative does influence it, because not every single writer and every single actor is going to be successful and reach all their dreams. It's the human condition. You might not reach all of your dreams, and that's fine. By definition, you can't have most people being above average, because when this happens, the average shifts. But even if you are a person that has a normal job in writing and in acting, you only act in commercials once in a while, you still do deserve to get paid fairly for your work. You still deserve good working conditions. And I feel like the studios might think that just offering you the chance of being a star, of shining in the city of stars, is going to be enough compensation for that. Being like, yeah, we're hiring you and you can work yourself to the top. Why are you angry? Why are you sad? And well, as I have said, not everyone's going to make it, but they still deserve to be fairly compensated anyway. The average person still deserves their voice to be heard, and they still deserve a nice life. That fat kid in Whiplash didn't deserve to get bullied and abused by their teacher like this. Even if one student out of many rise up to be above everyone else. So I think that is something worth thinking about. What do you think? Please write them down in the comments your opinions, if you agree, if you disagree, and well, see you in the next video.